Hi everyone, welcome to Unit 22 of this 24 unit course. That's right, we're sort of getting down to the end now, and after we moved on from that whole dark side stuff, now I want to give you something a little bit more positive, something, to lift you a little bit. We've learned a lot of stuff so far. We learned all about the theories, we learned about the world around us, and we made observations about things that relate to economics. So how can we use economics to make our lives better? First thing, look at value. What gives us value in life? We talked about utility, we talked about marginal utility and how that affects us. So we can incorporate that in our decisions in terms of what gives us the most value. Is it, is it getting that dream job of ours? Is it working those extra hours? Is it the money that we're getting from this job? Is it what we're buying that money? Is it the time that we're spending with the stuff that we bought? Is it the great holiday? There are so many different choices and so many things that can give us value, as well as so many things that can lose us value. There's a lot of things that we don't like doing. I'm not a huge fan of gardening, so I don't make a massive effort with my garden. I just mow the lawn and kind of get that out of the way. And there's other stuff I don't like doing as well, like some of my previous jobs, there's some admin work and things like that. I didn't enjoy doing that, and I realized that there was too much of that, so I moved on to something which I more thoroughly enjoy. That is like presenting my economics. Even though the money at the moment is not as good as what I could have been earning at other jobs, but that is not what's giving me value. It's what gives you value is what you experience on your day-to-day life. And hopefully that you'll be able to grasp that from this course. Another thing as well, you got value on one side, you got cost on the other side. So again, we talk about a job. You're getting a job, and effectively that's a cost in time. If a larger cost in time if you don't like the work you're doing. And admittedly, some people end up with jobs that they don't really like, and I'm not going to say, hey, don't do that. There may be some value in doing that if you're earning money to make the rest of your time around you worth more. And of course, there's the cost side. The more typical cost side is when we look at production in relation to the goods and the services around us. And understanding that is pretty critical. Again, if you're running a business, for example, this could be you, it might not be you, you want to find out how you're going to reduce costs without obviously lowering the value to your customers. So this is some basic stuff, and if you're running a business, you'll probably be fully aware of that. But as a customer as well, you need to be aware of the cost side of things. As I mentioned in an earlier video, sometimes things are bundled together in a particular way that encourages you to buy more things. Like take, for example, your mobile phone plans, for example. You get the free phone, sounds great, but then you end up paying more on the plan. Maybe 6 months down the road, you've actually been better off with prepay. So it's understanding your cost structure as well helps us make better decisions. Another thing we have to be aware of is the world around us. And clearly, we see the news, we see things happening in Parliament, we see, hear different things happening, we hear economists talking on the TV, telling us stuff. I'm not saying you have to take it all in, but it's important to understand what they're saying and whether some of that really actually makes any sense. We're talking about, hey, we're going to increase the money supply, for example. Okay, great. It's the promise of what? We're going to have higher investment, we're going to have more spending. That means you've got to pay less for your house. There's also the bad side of it as well, is you've got more people buying houses, pushing up the house prices, so you've got to be aware of that stuff too. So again, having that understanding of how economics factors in the world can also help you make better decisions, especially where you want to live. For example, if you've got options of different countries you can live, take for example in the European Union, you may find there's different places you'd rather live, even basically towns, you could be in the United States and different states have different laws and different regulations and how that affects you. So it's worth understanding that and what brings more value to your life. So hopefully this course would have given you some of that stuff, information to help you make better decisions in relation to the world around you. And also you've got to bear in mind understanding your friends, understanding the people you work with, understanding your family. What may seem great to you may not seem great to them. So we can use economics to give them something good while giving ourselves something good. It's like the situation where you're going to the cinema, always watching the movies that you like. Is that always a great outcome? Not necessarily if everyone else gets fed up with you and wants to do their own thing anyway. So understanding other people, understanding other people's wants and other people's needs can help us make better decisions that make our lives more fulfilled in itself. So basically that's the crux of this part one to making your life better, is simply understanding what is happening around you. And that will fall in place into a lot of other stuff that I'm going to be talking about in the next video, when you talk about decision making and application of economics. Here is just basically getting a better understanding of the world that puts us in a position to make better decisions, whether it's directly, whether it's indirectly, the world around us, or whether we're planning way ahead. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I believe I've got another few more questions that you might want to answer as well. Remember, 1 more to go. Sorry, 2 more to go.